The morning sunlight spilled across my face. I opened my eyes, smiled, and whispered to myself, "Happy birthday, Ethan." Ryan's voice echoed from the kitchen. "You talking to yourself again, old man?" I laughed and walked out, still in my t-shirt and joggers. "It's called positive self-talk. Genius." He raised his coffee mug. "Well, Mr. Positive, any plans with the love of your life today?" Emily said she had something special planned. I said, trying not to grin too wide. "She's been hinting about a surprise all week." Ryan smirked. "I bet it's dinner at that overpriced rooftop restaurant you like," I said. "She even told me to keep the evening free. I think she's going big this time." Finally, he said, taking a sip, "Maybe she'll propose to you first." "You've been acting like a husband since day one?" I rolled my eyes. "Funny, you'll be single forever with that attitude." He grinned. "And yet I sleep peacefully every night." I chuckled and picked up my phone. "I'll call her. See what she's up to." He pointed a spoon at me. "Bad move. Don't ruin her surprise, man. Just a good morning call," I said, dialing. The phone rang twice, then went to voicemail. I frowned, but brushed it off. "She's probably asleep." Ryan shrugged. "Or busy making your surprise perfect." "Yeah," I said softly. "She always goes overboard for my birthday." By noon, I'd answered 20 messages from friends and colleagues. My phone buzzed nonstop with birthday wishes, but not one from Emily. Ryan noticed me staring at my screen. "Still nothing?" "No," I muttered. "She usually sends a voice note first thing in the morning. Maybe she's working," he said. "She's always glued to her boss. What's his name, Lucas?" I nodded slowly. "Yeah. She mentioned some work emergency last night, but she promised she'd make it tonight."
Oh.
"Work emergency on your birthday? Sounds convenient." I shot him a look. "Don't start." He lifted his hands. "Just saying. You're too trusting sometimes." "Or maybe you're too cynical," I said, forcing a smile. "Anyway, we have to set up the live stream." The living room was a mess of wires and lights. We'd been planning this charity stream for weeks, raising funds for a mental health foundation. I tested the mic, and Ryan adjusted the camera angle. "All right," he said, "when we hit 5,000 viewers, I'll do the ice bucket challenge." "Deal?" I grinned. "You're insane, but fine," he smirked. "I know how to entertain the crowd." As we worked, my phone buzzed again. I snatched it up, just another happy birthday. Text, not Emily. Ryan sighed. "You've checked that phone 20 times in 10 minutes. "Relax, dude. I can't," I admitted. "It's not like her to go quiet this long." He gave me a side glance. "You want me to say it?" "No, she's flaky." "Ryan, I'm just being real," he said. "She cancels plans, forgets calls, shows up late. You make excuses every time." I turned away, clenching my jaw. "She's not perfect, but she's trying. She loves me," he exhaled. "Okay, then maybe she's planning something big. Stop overthinking." By evening, the sky turned orange. Still nothing. I sent her another message. "Hey, just checking in. Can't wait to see you tonight." No reply. Ryan walked in wearing a suit jacket. "You dressing up?" "Yeah," I said quietly. "She told me to meet her at 8. He glanced at the clock. "It's 7:45. You sure she's coming?" "She will, Ethan. She will," he sighed. "All right. But if she doesn't, we're eating the cake ourselves." I smiled faintly. "Fair deal?" I waited at the restaurant, candlelight flickering across the table. Every minute felt longer than the last. My phone stayed silent. The waiter approached politely. "Sir, are you ready to order?" "Not yet," I said, forcing a smile. "Someone's joining me." Minutes passed. Then an hour. The waiter came back. "Sir, we'll need the table soon?" I nodded weakly and stood up. "Of course." Outside, the cold air hit me like truth. I checked her messages still unread, Ryan called. "So, did she show?" "No." My voice cracked. He cursed under his breath. "Where are you?" "Outside the restaurant. Come home, man. Just need a minute." I leaned against a wall, staring at the dark sky. The city lights blurred as my chest tightened. When I finally walked back into the apartment, Ryan looked up from the couch. "Nothing?" I shook my head. He muttered, "She's unbelievable." "Don't," I said quietly. "Maybe something happened." "Something did happen," he said. "You're just not ready to see it." I sat down, rubbing my face. "I just want her to call." "Forget the call," he said firmly. "You've done enough chasing. Let her explain herself for once." I didn't reply. The only sound in the room was the faint hum of my laptop fan. Ryan stood. "I'll get the cake." "You can still make a wish." I gave a bitter laugh. "What would I even wish for?" He smirked. "Maybe for better taste in women." "Shut up." He grinned, then turned serious. "Listen, man. If she doesn't show tonight, don't break yourself trying to fix what's already cracked." I nodded slowly, my chest heavy. "Yeah, maybe you're right." But deep down, I kept staring at my phone, whispering, "Please, Emily, just call." The screen stayed dark, and so did my birthday. I woke up to the sound of my phone buzzing. For a split second, I hoped it was her. It was more birthday wishes from friends who cared more than the person who cared more than the person. Ryan knocked on my door. "Still nothing? Still nothing?" I sighed. "Not even a text." He stepped in, holding 2 mugs of coffee. "You sure she's not just planning a late surprise?" "I don't know," I muttered. "But who ignores someone for a full day?" "Someone hiding something?" he said quietly. I glared at him. "Stop." He held up a hand. "Fine, fine. I'm just saying what you're thinking, not thinking that," I snapped. "She's probably busy." He sat on the edge of my bed. "Busy with what? You told me your company gave everyone the weekend off." I rubbed my face. "Ryan, please, not today." He shrugged. "All right. But if she's ghosting you on your birthday weekend, I'm calling that a red flag the size of Big Ben." I ignored him and picked up my phone again. No messages, no missed calls. Just silence. By noon, I'd scrolled through my entire gallery twice, stopping on every photo of her. The way she smiled, the way she'd look at me when she called me her piece. I clenched my jaw. Ryan appeared again, chewing on a granola bar. "You're not gonna like what I'm about to say, and don't say it." He sat across from me anyway. "Check her social media." "No." "Come on, man." I said no. I snapped. "I trust her." He raised an eyebrow. "Do you?" "Yes." He leaned back, unimpressed. "Trust's not a blindfold, Ethan." I looked down at my hands. If I check and it's nothing, I'll just look pathetic. "I'll wait." He sighed. "If you've got the patience of a monk and the self-respect of a doormat." I threw a pillow at him. "Out." He laughed. "Fine, but don't cry when the truth bites." By evening, my patience turned to restlessness. The walls felt smaller, the silence louder. I paced back and forth, replaying her voice in my head. "Ethan, I'd never miss your birthday," she'd said a week ago, kissing my forehead. I'd believed her. I always did. At 7, I grabbed my jacket. Ryan frowned. "Where are you going?" "Done sitting here." He stood. "Done as in what?" "I'm going to the restaurant." He blinked. "The one she said she booked." "Yeah." He crossed his arms. "You sure that's a good idea?" "No," I said, heading for the door. "But doing nothing feels worse." The restaurant was half full, the smell of roasted garlic and wine heavy in the air. I walked to the reception desk, trying to sound casual. "Hi, there should be a reservation under Emily Carter, for 2. The hostess checked her tablet, tapping the screen twice. "I'm sorry, sir. I don't see any booking under that name." My throat tightened. "Could you check again?" She smiled politely. "Of course." More tapping. "No, nothing." "Maybe the reservation's under another name?" I forced a smile. "Maybe thanks anyway." I turned away, my chest felt hollow. Maybe she canceled last minute. Maybe something happened. Maybe no. I refused to finish that thought. Outside, the wind bit against my face. I called her again, straight to voicemail. "Emily, it's me," I said softly. "Just checking if you're okay. Call me, please." My own voice sounded small, pathetic. When I got home, Ryan looked up from the couch. "Well, no reservation," I said flatly. He whistled. "Ouch. She probably forgot to confirm," I added quickly. He raised his brow. "You don't believe that?" I do, I lied. He shook his head. You're drowning in denial, bro. Stop calling me bro when I'm dying inside, I said with a weak laugh. He softened. Hey, I'm just trying to keep you grounded. I know. I sat down, staring at my silent phone again. Maybe she'll call tomorrow, he sighed. And if she doesn't, I'll find out what's going on, I said firmly. He nodded slowly. Good, just be ready for anything. I will, I whispered. But deep down, I wasn't ready at all. That night, staring at the ceiling, my phone glowing on the nightstand, every vibration made my heart jump. Every second of silence hurt worse, and when midnight hit, with no message, no call, no I love you, I knew something was breaking, not just my heart. The sound of my phone broke the silence. Ryan called from the kitchen. Dude, your phone's blowing up again. I sighed. Probably more birthday messages. He peeked over my shoulder. Or maybe I didn't let him finish. Don't. But curiosity got me. I picked up the phone, swiping through notifications until one froze me in place. Emily. Carter is live. My thumb hovered over the screen. Ryan frowned. You're not going to watch that, are you? I just want to see where she is? He muttered. Bad idea, man. I tapped it anyway. The stream opened to laughter. Emily's laughter, the kind that used to melt me. She sat across from Lucas Hale. Her boss, the man she swore, was just a friend. Candles, champagne, a fancy restaurant, the caption glowed, celebrating something special tonight. My stomach twisted. Ryan leaned closer. Wait, what the hell is this? She said she'd be busy, I whispered. Busy with work? He shook his head. Work doesn't look like dinner and heart emojis. I could barely breathe. She's celebrating. Something special. Clenched his jaw. It's your birthday, Ethan. The words cut deeper than anything. I stared at the screen as Lucas poured wine into her glass. Their hands brushed. She didn't pull away. I felt my throat burn. She wouldn't do this.
Nice.
Ryan's voice softened. You're looking at it, man? Emily laughed again, leaning closer to Lucas. I wanted to scream. My phone buzzed with new messages. Jake. Bro. Tell me that's not Emily and Lucas's story. Clara, Ethan, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Liam, man, she's trending right now. Ryan read over my shoulder. She's trending. I swallowed hard. Everyone's seeing this. He slammed his fist on the table. She humiliated you publicly. You need to block her, delete her, something. I don't even know what to feel, I muttered. Anger, shock? He interrupted. Feel whatever you want, but stop letting her do this to you. She told me she loved me last week, I whispered. Said she was proud of me, Ryan scoffed. Yeah. Proud enough to toast your birthday with another man? I couldn't reply. My chest was on fire, my heart numb. The stream kept playing. She lifted her glass and said, To new beginnings. Lucas smiled. To success. And they clinked glasses. I shut my phone off and stared at the wall. The silence after her laughter felt heavier than thunder. Ryan spoke quietly. Say something. What do you want me to say? I said, voice shaking. That I'm fine? That it doesn't hurt watching the woman I love smile at another man in my birthday. He hesitated. Then don't say you're fine. Just do something. Do what? Cry? No, he said, his tone firm now. Fight back. I frowned. Fight back? Yeah, you've got thousands of followers. You go live every week. You're not just some random guy she can play. My pulse quickened. You think I should? Talk about it. People already saw it. You staying silent just makes you look weak. I don't care how I look. He leaned closer. You do. You always have. And you know what? You should. Because she just disrespected you in front of the world. I clenched my fists. I won't drag her name. You don't have to, he said. Just tell your truth. I looked at my laptop. The camera light blinked softly, waiting. Ryan crossed his arms. You going live or not? I hesitated. It feels petty, no, he said. It feels human. I opened the app, my heart pounding so loud it drowned out my thoughts. Ryan whispered, "Take your time." The screen flashed. "You are live." Thousands of viewers poured in instantly. Comments flooded the chat. "Happy birthday, Ethan. Where's Emily? We saw her post. Are you okay?" I took a deep breath. "Hey everyone. Thanks for joining. I wasn't planning to talk tonight, but I guess life had other plans." Ryan watched silently from the couch. I continued, my voice trembling but steady. "You know, when you love someone, you trust them completely. You believe their promises. You defend them even when people warn you not to." The comments slowed. People were listening. "Today's my birthday," I said quietly. "And I thought my girlfriend was planning a surprise." Someone typed, "We saw her live." "Stay strong, bro." "Yeah," I said bitterly. "So did I." Ryan mouthed, "Keep going." I took a shaky breath. Turns out, she was celebrating something else with someone else. Maybe love. Maybe ambition. I don't know anymore. The chat exploded with support. "You didn't deserve that." "She's trash." "We're here for you," Ryan whispered. "They're on your side." I nodded slowly. "I'm not doing this for pity. I just want to remind people that sometimes the truth hurts, but it also frees you. So Emily, if you're watching this, happy birthday to me, and goodbye." I ended the stream. For a long moment, the room was silent. Ryan exhaled. That was powerful. I sank into the chair, staring at my shaking hands. "I feel sick." "Yeah," he said softly. "That's what honesty feels like at first." I looked up at him. "Do you think she'll see it?" "Oh, she'll see it," he said. "The whole world will." I nodded, my throat tightening. "Then maybe she'll finally understand what she broke." Ryan placed a hand on my shoulder. "Or maybe she'll just break herself." I didn't answer. All I could think about was her laughter echoing through my mind like a wound that wouldn't close. Ryan adjusted the camera. "You sure about this, man?" I stared at my reflection on the laptop screen. My face looked calm, too calm. "No," I said quietly. "But I need to do it." He nodded slowly. "Then say it like you mean it." The red light blinked on. Live. "Hey everyone," I began, forcing a small smile. "Didn't expect to see so many of you tonight." The chat exploded instantly. "Happy birthday." "Bro, we saw Emily's stream." "Say it ain't true?" I swallowed hard. "Yeah, I guess the internet moves fast." Ryan stood off camera, watching closely. I leaned forward. "So, here's the truth. I've been dating someone for 3 years. Her name's Emily. You've probably seen her on my old videos. She was my everything. My best friend. My reason to smile." The comments slowed down. People were listening, but tonight, I continued, while I thought she was planning a birthday dinner. She was at another table, with her boss, laughing, celebrating something special. A wave of angry messages flooded in. "What? She did that to you? Show proof, bro." My fingers trembled, but I kept my expression steady. "You want proof?" I held up my phone. "Here," I tapped the screen. Emily's live feed filled mine. Her voice, her laughter, her champagne glass catching candlelight. Ryan whispered, "Don't overdo it." I ignored him. "This is happening right now," I said softly. "That's her. That's Lucas. And that," I pointed to the caption celebrating something special, "is on my birthday." The comments went wild. "No way. We believed in her. You deserve better." I let out a shaky breath. I don't want sympathy. I just want to be honest. I've spent months pretending everything's fine, brushing off the signs. I told myself love was supposed to hurt sometimes, that if I tried harder, she'd see me again. Ryan whispered, "You're doing great." I shook my head slightly. "No, I'm just done lying to myself." The chat filled with heart emojis and support messages. I used to hide my pain behind jokes. I continued. When she'd cancel plans, I'd laugh it off. When she'd go silent, I'd say she was busy. But tonight I realized silence isn't love. It's the sound of someone walking away without saying goodbye. Ryan murmured, "That line's gonna go viral." I gave a hollow smile. "Maybe, But I'm not saying this for fame. I'm saying it because someone out there probably feels what I feel right now. Betrayed, humiliated, numb. And if you do, just know you're not weak for caring too much. The chat slowed again. We hear you. Stay strong, man. This hits deep. I look straight into the camera. Emily, if you're watching this, and I know you are, thank you. You taught me what love shouldn't feel like. You taught me what I'll never accept again. Ryan whispered, perfect. End it soon. I nodded slightly. I won't delete this stream. I won't block comments. Let people say whatever they want. Because tonight, for once, I'm not hiding. I'm done pretending I'm fine when I'm falling apart inside. The chat lit up with support. We got your back. Legend, move. She's losing everything tonight. Ryan looked at me, eyes wide. You're trending, dude. People are sharing clips already. I don't care, I said quietly. Let them. I just needed to breathe again. He hesitated. So, what now? I stared into the lens, the chat blurring behind tears I refused to let fall. Now, I let her go. Ryan mouthed, say the line. I exhaled, forcing a calm smile. Happy birthday to me, I said softly. And goodbye, Emily. Comments exploded in all caps, hearts, fire emojis. Disbelief. Iconic. Bro said goodbye like a king. Emily's done. Ryan rushed over and shut the stream. It's over. I leaned back, staring at the blank screen. Feels quiet. Quiet's good, he said. I wiped my face, realizing I'd been crying silently. I didn't mean to cry. He handed me a tissue. No one blames you? You just showed the world what heartbreak looks like and what strength sounds like, laughed weakly. Strength. I feel empty. Empty today? He said. Stronger tomorrow. The words lingered. I looked at my dark reflection in the laptop screen and whispered, Happy birthday, Ethan. You survived it. Hey. Ryan smiled faintly. Yeah, man. You really did. My phone wouldn't stop buzzing. Notifications lit up the dark room like lightning. Ryan groaned from his bed. Dude, your stream blew up overnight. I rubbed my eyes. Define blew up. He tossed me his phone. 2 million views. You're trending everywhere. I blinked at the headlines. Heartbreak stream breaks the internet. The guy who said goodbye live. My throat tightened. This feels unreal. Believe it, Ryan said. You just became the symbol of heartbreak and dignity. My phone rang again. Emily. For the 10th time that morning, Ryan muttered, Let it ring. Stared at the screen. I can't. I need to hear what she says. I picked up. What do you want, Emily? Her voice cracked. Ethan, please. Can we talk? You humiliated me in front of everyone? I clenched my jaw. You humiliated yourself? You went live on my birthday with your boss? It wasn't what it looked like. She cried. I laughed bitterly. You said you were planning a surprise dinner? Guess you did, just not for me. Please, Ethan, take the video down, she begged. My company's threatening to fire me. Lucas is furious. And talk to him, not me, I said flatly. You made your choice when you hit that go live button. You're being cruel. I snapped, cruel. You cheated in public. I just told the truth. Silence on the line felt heavier than her words. Ethan, she whispered, I didn't mean to hurt you. Too late, I said quietly, and hung up. Ryan raised an eyebrow. That felt good, huh? I stared at the ceiling. No, but it felt... Final, he nodded. Good, now look at this. He showed me an email from a marketing agency. We'd love to collaborate with you on a motivational series about healing and self-worth. Another message popped up. We want to sponsor your next live stream. I blinked. They want to pay me for being dumped. Ryan laughed. They want to pay you for being real. People love you right now. You turned pain into power. I shook my head slowly. I didn't plan any of this. That's why it worked, he said. You didn't fake it. You just spoke from your heart. My phone buzzed again. Instagram DMs flooding in. Strangers sending support. You helped me leave my toxic ex. That line, "silence isn't love," saved me. I exhaled. I didn't think anyone would care. Ryan grinned. "They do?" "You're their voice." For a moment, I let the warmth of it sink in, the kindness of strangers replacing the cold ache Emily left behind. "Maybe this is the start of something," Ryan said. "A podcast, maybe a YouTube series. Healing after betrayal." I smirked. "That sounds dramatic." He shrugged. "So was last night." I chuckled softly. "Yeah, guess heartbreak sells." Ryan's tone softened. "You okay, man?" "Really?" I paused. "I don't know. The pain's still there, but it feels different now. Like it's not controlling me anymore." He smiled. "That's progress." I leaned back on the couch, scrolling through the endless comments. Everyone's talking about me. "Emily's name is trending too, but not how she wanted." Ryan snorted. "That's karma with Wi-Fi." I laughed genuinely this time. "You're an idiot." "But I'm your idiot friend who told you to go live," he said proudly. "Yeah," I admitted. "And maybe that's the best decision I've made in years." He nodded. "You ready for what's next?" "What's next?" I asked. He grinned. "Rebuilding. But this time, it's all about you. No more chasing people who don't see your worth." I stared at the blank corner of the wall where Emily's photo used to hang. "You're right. That guy, the one who begged her to love him, he's gone." Ryan gave a low whistle. "Damn, that's poetic." I smiled faintly. "Guess pain makes poets out of all of us." The phone buzzed again, a message from a production company. "We'd love to discuss a partnership opportunity. Your story inspired millions." I looked at Ryan. "They want a meeting." He grinned. "Then let's give them a show." I hesitated, glancing once more at the flood of notifications. "Feels weird to be famous for my heartbreak." Ryan patted my shoulder. "You're not famous for heartbreak. You're famous for standing up when most people would have stayed down." The words hit deep. For the first time since last night, I felt something shift inside me. Not anger, not sadness, power. I think," I said slowly, "this isn't the end of my story. It's the beginning." Ryan smiled. "Then start writing it, Ethan." I nodded, feeling the weight lift from my chest. "Yeah, after the ashes comes fire." He grinned. "Now that better be your next stream title." I laughed loud, real and free. For the first time, it didn't hurt to breathe. Ryan barged into the room, holding his phone like it was a trophy. "Dude, you need to see this." I glanced up from my laptop. "If it's another meme of me crying, I've seen enough." He grinned darkly. "No, this one's better. It's Emily." My chest tightened for a second, but I masked it. "What about her?" He hit play. Emily sat in her car, makeup smeared, voice trembling. "Lucas says it wasn't a relationship," she said between sobs. "He's lying. We were together." Stared silently. Ryan whistled. "The internet's tearing her apart. Her own comment section's a war zone." I sipped my coffee. "Guess her something special night didn't end well," he chuckled. "Lucas released a statement this morning, called her a valued employee who misinterpreted friendship." Ouch. I leaned back. Classic damage control. Throw her under the bus to save himself. Ryan nodded. "She lost her job too. PR nightmare." For a moment I watched the video again, her shaking hands, the desperate tone. My heart didn't ache. It was just quiet. "She's crying in every clip now," Ryan said, scrolling. "People who defended her are deleting their posts. She built that image," I said softly. "Now she's watching it collapse." Ryan looked at me carefully. "You don't feel bad?" I thought for a moment. I did once, but now, no. She made her choices. I'm just watching consequences catch up." He nodded approvingly. "Cold. I like it." I half smiled. "Call it justice." My phone buzzed again, another sponsorship email. I ignored it and turned to the whiteboard behind me. "Let's get back to work. We've got a prototype to finish." Ryan followed my gaze. "You really think this app will take off?" I shrugged. "People relate to real stories. Truthline lets users share raw emotions anonymously. That's power, he grinned. Inspired by Heartbreak, built from pain. Poetic, I chuckled. Or maybe just therapy disguised as business. A knock echoed from the hallway. Sophie, my coworker, peeked in. Hey, sorry to interrupt. Got your data reports? I smiled faintly. Thanks, Sophie. You're a lifesaver. She stepped in, her calm presence instantly softening the room. You're trending again, by the way, Ryan groaned. He's always trending. Might as well start a cult, she laughed. No cults, please. Just nice to see people supporting honesty for once. Her tone was genuine. It hit differently after all the lies I'd lived through. I asked, You think people actually care about honesty, or just drama? She met my eyes. Both. But the difference is, you didn't fake yours. Ryan grinned. See? Even she gets it. Sophie handed me the files. If you ever want to talk business or, not business I'm around. I caught the small smile she gave me before leaving. Ryan raised his eyebrows immediately. Oh, don't start, I warned. He smirked. She's into you. She's kind, I said. And I'm not ready, he shrugged. Didn't say you had to be. Just don't let the past ruin what's next. I sighed. One step at a time. He tapped the whiteboard again. So, next step? Launch phase 1, I said. We turn my 15 minutes of pity into a platform that helps people speak their truth. Ryan grinned. Ethan Cole, the heartbreak entrepreneur. Never thought I'd say that. I laughed under my breath. Neither did I. Hours passed in quiet focus until my phone buzzed again, another clip from Emily. Ryan groaned. You're really going to watch that? I pressed play anyway. Emily sat on a talk show couch, trying to explain herself. I didn't cheat, she said, voice breaking. It was a misunderstanding. The audience didn't buy it. The comments didn't either. I muted the screen. She's still trying to rewrite the story. Ryan frowned. You're not going to respond? No, I said simply. I already said goodbye. Anything more keeps me tied to her. He nodded. Respect. Wait. I stared out the window. The city lights shimmered like moving stars. Somewhere out there, she was probably scrolling through hate comments, wondering how it all flipped so fast. And I was finally breathing again. Ryan broke the silence. You ever think she'll apologize? Maybe, I said, but I don't need it anymore. He smiled. That's growth, my guy. Sophie's voice echoed faintly from the hall. Hey, Ethan, one last file. I looked over and smiled. Coming, Ryan grinned. You've got fire again, man. Proud of you. Yeah, I said quietly. After the ashes come, the sparks, he laughed. Still dramatic? Maybe, I said, grabbing my laptop. But at least this time, the drama's mine. I said walked. Toward Sophie's desk, a strange calm filled me. Not joy, not bitterness, just peace. Emily's perfect world was cracking apart, and I was finally building mine. I was in the kitchen, sipping black coffee, when I heard a knock at the door. Ethan. The voice was familiar, trembling. I froze. Who is it? Emily. She whispered, barely audible. I set my mug down. Come in. My voice was calm, but my stomach twisted. She stepped inside, eyes red and swollen. I needed to see you. I leaned against the counter. You needed to see me? After everything? Her lips trembled. I was manipulated, Ethan. Lucas. He made me do things I didn't want to. I didn't mean any of it. I studied her. The woman who laughed on my birthday with someone else was standing here, hands shaking, voice soft. I felt nothing. I miss the old you, she said, almost pleading. I let out a slow breath. You miss me, I corrected. Not me as a person. You miss the version that forgave you blindly. Her eyes widened. I do. I thought you'd understand. I do understand, I said quietly. I understand why people like you hurt the ones who love them. And I understand that I'm done being hurt. She shook her head violently. You've changed. You're different. You're letting the world hate me because of your ego? I raised an eyebrow. The world didn't hate you. You did this to yourself. Tears ran down her cheeks. Ethan, please. I was scared. I thought I'd lose everything if I didn't go along with him. I sighed. And you almost destroyed me instead. Do you know what it feels like to trust someone for years and have them throw it all away for fear and greed? She flinched. I didn't think exactly, I interrupted. You didn't think. You never did. Emily's voice broke. I wanted us back. I wanted you back. Shook my head. You lost that the moment you decided my birthday wasn't worth honoring. The moment you decided to lie, manipulate, and humiliate me publicly. Her hands shook as she reached for mine. Ethan, please. I can change. I can fix this. I love you. I stepped back. No, I don't need you to fix anything. I don't need your apologies, your excuses, or your tears. She screamed suddenly, anger and frustration mixing with desperation. You're cruel. You've turned everyone against me. How can you just stand there while I'm falling apart? I kept my voice steady. I'm not cruel. I'm alive. I'm moving forward. And the truth is, you've always been falling apart inside, and I'm finally free of the wreckage you left behind. Emily's face twisted, disbelief and pain warring. So that's it? You're done? Just like that? I nodded. I'm done. Completely. I don't wish you harm. I don't wish you anything. But I won't let you back in. Not today. Not ever. She stumbled backward, tears streaming faster. You don't care at all? I looked at her honestly. I cared once. I loved once. That version of me doesn't exist anymore. What you see now is self-respect, and it's enough. Emily's shoulders slumped. I guess I deserved this. I didn't respond. She turned toward the door, her steps heavy. I hope you're happy, she whispered over her shoulder. I am, I said quietly. The door closed behind her with a definitive click. Silence filled the apartment. Ryan, who had been sitting on the couch, watching the interaction silently, let out a low whistle. Well, that's closure, man. I exhaled, sinking onto the kitchen stool. Feels strange, empty, but not painful. Ryan smirked. You did it. You resisted. You didn't take the bait. I stared out the window, the city lights reflecting in my eyes. It's tempting, you know? To forgive, to take her back, just to hear the words I wanted. But I can't. Not anymore. Ryan nodded. And you won't. That's the difference. I rubbed my hands over my face. I thought I'd never feel normal again. But this is what real closure feels like. Feels good. He asked. I let out a quiet laugh. Better than good? It feels like power. Aaron grinned. Exactly. Now, let's channel that into something bigger. I smiled faintly. Yeah. Time to build something that lasts. Something that isn't tied to lies, betrayal, or manipulation. Ryan raised his eyebrows. Starting with the company? I nodded, starting with the company. And then, life. The apartment felt lighter. The air clearer. The past finally behind me. And for the first time in months, I believed I could breathe without her shadow haunting me. Ryan burst into the office, grinning like a kid. Ethan, the site traffic just doubled overnight. We're trending again. I laughed softly, a sound I hadn't made in months. That's incredible. I didn't expect this. He waved his hand. You didn't expect your honesty to turn into an empire either. Yet here we are. I shook my head, smiling faintly. It's not just the company. It's the podcast. People are actually listening. They're sharing their stories with me. Betrayal, heartbreak, toxic relationships. Ryan raised an eyebrow. And you thought talking about your life would be too personal. I did, I admitted. But people connect with real pain, with real recovery. And I finally found a way to turn mine into something positive. My phone buzzed. A new message from a listener. Ethan, your episode helped me leave someone I knew was bad for me. I finally walked away. Thank you. Stared at the words, chest tightening. That feels different from fame. This feels real. Ryan smiled knowingly. It's impact, man. The kind you can't buy. Sophie walked in then, holding a stack of documents. You guys are making a mess in here. But the traffic reports are great. I looked at her, her warm, grounded presence, filling the room with calm. Thanks, Sophie. Couldn't have done it without you, she smiled softly. You're doing all the hard work. I'm just here to keep you sane. Ryan snorted. Sane? That's a relative term around here. I laughed. Relative? Yes. But necessary. Sophie's been amazing. Honestly, I don't know what I'd do without her. Her eyes softened. I'm just glad you're finally happy, Ethan. I am, I admitted quietly. For the first time in years, I feel peace. Not because the past is going to because I faced it, survived it, and now I'm building something meaningful from it. Ryan leaned back, smirking. And you even sound calm, normal. Like yourself again, I chuckled. Calm, yes, but also focused. The podcast, the company, helping people, this is what I was missing. Purpose. Sophie glanced at me curiously. And, personally, are you okay with moving on from Emily? I thought for a moment. Yes, completely. I don't resent her. I just let go. I've learned what real love should feel like, and I'm not rushing it. If something's meant to grow, it will on its own terms.
Ow.
She nodded. Smart, that S. Healthy. Ryan leaned forward. Are you saying you might have a chance at something new? I smiled faintly. Maybe I care about Sophie, yes. But I'm not ready to jump into anything. I want it to be slow, real, steady. No pressure, no games, no heartbreak. Sophie's cheeks flushed slightly. Fair. I like that. Patience is underrated. I leaned back in my chair. Exactly. I've learned that the wrong love can break you, but the right love, well, it doesn't need to rush. It teaches you how to breathe again. Poetic man. Very poetic. Are you going to put that in the next podcast episode? I laughed. Maybe I will. Or maybe I'll just live it and let the listeners feel it through my journey. Sophie walked over, placing a hand on my shoulder. I believe in what you're building, Ethan. Not just the company, but you. You're inspiring people, and you're finally taking care of yourself. I looked at her, a warm smile spreading across my face. Thanks, Sophie. That means a lot, really. Ryan raised his coffee cup. Here's to rising from the ruins. To heartbreak, healing, and maybe even happiness. I raised mine in return. To purpose, peace, and doing things right this time. Sophie smiled, clinking her cup gently against mine. And to taking it slow, that's the only way it lasts. I nodded. Exactly. No rush, no pressure, just life rebuilt from scratch. Ryan leaned back, smirking. Well, look at us. Who would have thought heartbreak could lead to an empire? I laughed softly. I would have never believed it either. But here we are. And I've never felt stronger or freer. Sophie glanced at me, her gaze steady and kind. You deserve this, Ethan. All of it. I took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the past lift. I finally do. And I'll make sure I never lose myself again. Ryan smirked. Next episode. Ethan Cole, the man who rose from heartbreak and conquered the world. I chuckled. Maybe, or maybe, just Ethan learning to live again. For the first time in years, I truly believed it. The past was gone, the future was mine, and for the first time, peace felt real. Ryan popped into the office, waving his phone. Ethan, you need to see this. Big news. I didn't look up. What now? He grinned. Lucas is trending, and not in a good way. I raised an eyebrow. Explain. Scandal. Exploiting employees. Illegal contracts, unpaid overtime, harassment, the whole package. I let the words sink in, and Emily. Ryan smirked. She's resurfacing online. Claims she's changed. apologizing, begging for understanding. I shook my head slowly. Funny how she always picks the wrong moment to be sincere. Ryan laughed. The internet's not buying it, man. People are ruthless. Leaned back. Good. Let them be. Let karma do its thing. He scrolled through his phone. Her posts are being buried. Comments ripping her apart. You're trending again, indirectly. I smiled faintly. Indirectly? Maybe, but I don't need to post. I don't need to comment. Silence is stronger than any insult. Ryan whistled. You're like untouchable right now. I took a deep breath. That's the point. Revenge isn't about hurting someone back. It's about moving on, building, thriving, becoming untouchable. Let the past crumble without me. Ryan nodded. Poetic man. Pure poetry. I checked my notifications. Emily's apology video had barely 10,000 views before it started getting flooded with hate. People were sharing old clips, calling out her lies. I said nothing. I just watched. Ryan leaned closer. Feels good, doesn't it? I shrugged. Not satisfaction. Just closure. Watching someone face the consequences of their own choices instead of mine feels right. It's poetic. No need to fight. The universe is handling it. He smirked. Universe is justice. Your hands stayed clean. I nodded. Exactly. I don't need to post screenshots or tweets. I don't need to call anyone out. Silence says more than any rant ever could. Ryan laughed. I knew you had it in you. Calm, composed, untouchable. I stared at Emily's screen again. Her face looked desperate, panicked. No clever captions. No charm. Just fear and regret? Looks like she finally understands what I felt, Ryan said quietly. I shook my head. Not what I felt. What she's losing. She'll never know what real trust or loyalty feels like. And that's the consequence, Ryan grinned. And you get to keep moving forward. I exhaled. I do. I focus on building. On helping people. On my company. My podcast. On everything I've earned from honesty. From surviving. Ryan leaned back, folding his arms. You're untouchable now, man. Not because you humiliated her, because you became stronger. You didn't stoop. You didn't fight fire with fire. You rose above, smiled faintly. That's what victory really feels like. Not seeing someone suffer, not revenge. Just knowing you're untouchable, unshakable, and at peace. Ryan nodded, impressed. Silent strength. That's the rarest kind. I glanced at the notifications again. Emily's attempts at redemption were collapsing. The same platform she once used to humiliate me was now witnessing her downfall. I whispered quietly to myself, Karma doesn't need me. I just needed to survive. Ryan smiled knowingly. And survive you did. Thrived even. Looked out the window, city lights shimmering. A strange calm washed over me. No anger, no longing, no bitterness, just peace. Ryan nudged me. Time to get back to building your empire. I nodded. Exactly. Let her story be her lesson. Mine is just beginning. Watching her fail in public, powerless to change it. Felt oddly satisfying, but it was clean, silent, and without malice. I whispered again, this time to no one. Silent strength beats revenge every time, Ryan smirked. Poetic justice achieved. I finally smiled fully this time. Calm, unshaken, untouchable. The stage lights blinded me for a second. I could hear applause, cheers, and the faint hum of cameras clicking. Ryan leaned over from the front row. You ready for this? I swallowed. As ready as I'll ever be. Sophie's smile was steady, warm. Calm, confident. I drew strength from it. The presenter handed me the award. For your incredible podcast and impact on mental health awareness, I nodded, feeling the weight of it in my hands. Thank you. I stepped up to the microphone. My voice echoed slightly, but it didn't shake. Sometimes the worst day of your life, I said, glancing at the crowd, is the day your real life begins. A murmur of agreement swept through the audience. My parents were smiling proudly. Ryan gave a small, victorious fist pump. I continued. I know what it's like to be humiliated, to have trust shattered, to feel powerless. But I also know what it's like to rise from that, to take control of your own story and let nothing define you except your own strength. The crowd cheered again. Sophie's eyes glistened just enough to see. I built this from my pain, my heartbreak, and my mistakes, I said, my gaze steady. And if one person out there hears this and finds courage, finds hope, then every second of suffering was worth it. Ryan whispered, "Damn, you're good." I smiled faintly, letting the words settle. I was once a boy begging for love, desperate for acceptance. But that boy died the night I realized my worth, and the man who stands here now, I lifted the award slightly. He knows it. Fully. The applause swelled. Camera flashes lit the room. I felt the familiar warmth of validation, but this time it wasn't hollow. This time it felt earned. Sophie nudged me lightly. "You did it? You're untouchable now, Ethan?" I nodded, letting her words sink in. Not because I fought back, not because I sought revenge, but because I learned to stand on my own, to value myself first, to trust that life rewards those who survive. Ryan leaned closer, whispering, "And you survived spectacularly." I laughed quietly. Spectacularly, yes, but quietly too. It's the secret. The crowd continued clapping as I stepped away from the microphone. My parents stood, beaming. Ryan cheered loudly. Sophie's eyes followed me, proud and steady. I let the moment linger. Absorbed it. For the first time in years, I didn't feel hollow, broken, or desperate. The boy who begged for love, who once feared every betrayal, was gone. The man who walked off the stage now was someone new, someone whole. Peace settled over me like a soft blanket. Triumph wasn't loud, was knowing you survived, thrived, and still had enough love and patience left to respect yourself, and maybe even to let someone kind in. I took a deep breath. "This is the beginning," I whispered quietly, more to myself than anyone else. Ryan grinned. "Hell yes, it is." Sophie's hand brushed mine, gentle and reassuring. "Welcome to your life, Ethan." I squeezed her hand softly, smiling. "Thank you for helping me find it." As I walked off the stage, award in hand, applause fading behind me, I felt it fully. The past was ashes. The pain was fuel. I finally was free.